What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ferris here. Hope your Memorial Day is going well. I just wanted to do a quick stream since it's Monday. We want to talk about this Bitcoin regulation. You know, that's going around. People are saying it's going to get regulated soon. It's been like the constant theme in the past, 6 months. I mean, ever since January, people have been talking about regulation. It's kind of just to stray off what the present moment's kind of offering you. And it's offering you a good shorting opportunity. It's been offering a great short ever since February on Ethereum, and ever since January on Bitcoin, and mostly February on other cryptos. So we're going to talk about that here. I'm just setting up the stream. I hope the screen looks good for you guys, and we're setting it up this way. So just bear with me. I'm just setting up the stream here so we can look good for you guys, and everything will work. So hopefully the display is good. Let me zoom that in. Here we go. So there we go. Just to make sure that's out of the screen there. Okay, so let's get started. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? So we're going to talk about this Bitcoin regulation and kind of the news that CNBC is kind of spreading around. I feel like CNBC is the key hypester when it comes to cryptocurrency, and they're making a big profit off of it because it's not regulated. And it's getting a little crazy here. I'm going to be honest, because every day they're pumping out new videos, on their YouTube. They're talking about it on their actual network about Bitcoin Bullish, Bitcoin regulation, why Bitcoin will go to $20,000. And I mean, if you type in Bitcoin on YouTube, I have a SEO tool which gives you an insight on who's the top content creator when it comes to Bitcoin, and it's CNBC. It's CNBC right here, top creator. And why do you think a network like CNBC is posting new things about Bitcoin every day? It's to further their agenda. It's the same story repeated in history over and over again. This is why I suggest you guys read the books. I suggest because it's the same thing. They're making money off these advertisements. They're getting over 55K, 13K. Those are great amount of views to make thousands of dollars a month off people just talking about Bitcoin. And then they go on their channel on CNBC and talk about it as well. And they have no one's holding anything what they're saying against them, because there's no regulation. And they just keep, saying Bitcoin's bullish. They've been saying Bitcoin's bullish since January, when it was 20,000. Then they say this is a good dip buy. Then this is a good dip buy. I mean, with no factual evidence, and you have people who try to talk about Bitcoin and they know nothing about it, and they draw triangles, and they mark the X meets the spot. This is where it's gonna break out, and they keep doing it, and it's just getting pathetic, and they're just misleading the public, which is very unfortunate. And I'm trying to let people know that it's just not realistic. Yes, I hope Slingshot. I hope I'm right. It's working. The hanging man pattern worked here, and I was getting mocked about it here. But this is a hanging man, doji, hanging man, continued downtrend. It's right, and I try to speak on a present moment basis. I try not to predict what's going to happen in the future, because that just leads to guessing, leads to excessive speculation, and it leads to gambling. Which is what they want you to do, because they're on the right side and they're going to make the money either way. That's what they did with Bitcoin Cash. For anyone who knew that, I didn't really know it till later, but they did. They pumped Bitcoin Cash. That's why it pumped excessively from its February levels and hit 1,800. They definitely sold it. There wasn't really any real volume. They probably had insiders holding from here or here, and they made $1,200 on each coin, and now it's coming back down to life. You guys got to understand this. Once regulation is going to come around, I really hope the SEC investigates CNBC and a lot of these YouTubers who are spreading outlandish information. Obviously, they can't investigate everyone, but it's ridiculous. People are just saying this is why Bitcoin's bullish, and we'll just go into it. Litecoin, we'll do Litecoin dip buy here. And I just want to show you guys, because I don't want to, speak like, what's up, man? How you doing? My computer is just acting slow here. Let me open up a new tab. Okay, so we'll go here. We have this video. Crypto insiders believe regulation's bullish for Bitcoin. Who the hell is a crypto insider? there's no insider in crypto. I mean, okay. So let's see Litecoin bullish. Let's type that in. Okay. And we're going to have a ton of people. This guy, Crypto Capital Venture, just keeps talking about 6 days ago. He talks about it again 4 months ago. This guy talks about it 4 months ago. We got 1 month ago. Let's go to the recent, this month. Let's see who's putting out content. We got Crypto Capital Venture making, thousands of views, making money off that. But you see me, I put one up here, and you see this was a test one. I needed to test it because I needed to test that it was actually legitimate. And you see here, you type in Litecoin bullish, my video comes up, and look at the amount of likes I get. 66 likes, 5 dislikes, and I was talking about Charlie Lee selling his Bitcoin, increasing its total supply, and Twitter trolls, which was actually legitimate information. But you see how many likes it gets, because people love it. People want to hear what they want to hear. And I want to prove the point because I do it myself to test the market. You see, is Litecoin undervalued with Litecoin price prediction? The modern investor, this guy just sells these little advertisements, and I feel like he's one of the ones doing it. And there's more people out there, and it's kind of died off of the market. But I mean, it's unfortunate because you guys missed a really great opportunity to short, a really great opportunity. And the people who have been following my live streams, we've been talking about this since 700. Highlighted here, and I did a short sell strategy video this weekend showing you guys a little in-depth view on how I short sell. And we short sold here, and you guys know I got screwed out a $1 on a short, and I had 10 Ethereum to short, and I was going to add in probably around 700 again, but I got squeezed out and lost $200, but I made it all back. And I did short the Lira, but I don't really like playing Forex. To be honest, I really don't, but I was right on that, so I covered my position for like a $35 loss right here, and I'll show you guys that right now. But in regards to that, I just want to show you guys, I ain't a perfect trader, but I'll show my trades. And you can see I'm negative 15 because I did right here, US dollar, Turkish lira, 4.7, and you can see right here, I just didn't want to hold it because I don't like speculating. But I was right. Sorry, I'm just covering my account number. 4.7 right here. I covered at 4.71. That was just the listing price, and it's down to 4.58. So, I was right, whatever. And these losses are already outweighed by the amount of equity I have. Let me just move this chat box here. Okay. And you can see $1,125. I'm negative 15 balance, but it was $25 balance. I turned $25 into $1,100, but obviously I did have losses. I just, I knew I was right, so I took another risk, and it actually added to my short at 600, which has netted me another $300. So that's great. And I just want to show you guys that. What's up, Alex? Nothing, man. We're just talking about, the recent move in Ethereum. And you could see Ethereum. I was saying Ethereum is the most overvalued cryptocurrency at the moment, about mid-March, and that's why I was saying short it, because you guys got to understand my reasoning behind it is it retraced all the way back up to its March levels. Bitcoin didn't even retrace back to its March levels at 11,000, and that's why Bitcoin's the overall market leader. It tells you when these moves are going to happen. So Ethereum is the most overvalued. Bitcoin Cash was the most overvalued. So when they're overvalued, I seek opportunity. And you can see these highlighted bear flags. Boom, boom, boom. What's up, Oliver? Good to see you online. Thank you, man. I've been doing these streams to try to help people out with their shorting techniques. I like to say, because you mentioned, I like that you occasionally mentioned silver is my first love. Yeah, so silver is good. I want you to read Slingshot. You should read The Empire of Business by Andrew Carnegie, one of the great steel tycoons in the 20th century. I'm reading that book, and there was actually a great debate between silver and gold as a form of money. And silver is obviously second class to gold, but it still holds a valuable investment. And so if the next financial crisis hits, you got to understand gold is going to increase in value much faster than silver. But definitely silver will increase in value because it is a precious metal. And this is just kind of the line of resistance or line of support I see on gold right now. It's kind of following this, not perfectly to a T, but that's kind of just a line of rising prices over the course of 2017. And you guys know there was a bubble in gold after the financial crisis, people just started buying gold, and it went crazy, and it came down and kind of stabilized at this base level, which might offer good opportunity. But as you guys know, gold has been up since the year 2000 from $300 to at a high of 1900, which was speculative. But right now, it's about up $1,000 in the last 18 years. And you guys got to understand this. Yeah, I told you, Oliver, you're doing well. So we'll talk about gold real quick, and I want to justify what gold means against the U.S. dollar. Gold is basically telling you that there is more money in supply, or the U.S. dollar is basically not as valuable as it was in 2000. So you got to understand this. They're adding more money into circulation, which is making gold more valuable because people, it's just how free markets move. People are realizing that, you know, quantitative easing, and that's no coincidence why this little bubble here started in gold, is because when quantitative easing hit, people realized that they're just adding more and more money into circulation. So you have to understand that's why gold ran like this, and that's why gold will continue to be a profitable long-term investment and holder of value, because they're just constantly pounding fiat with more and more money into the system. And the next financial crisis that hits the stock market, and the next crash, which I think is going to happen soon, and I don't want to just say the bears are coming out, but we've been running forever and we're failing to hit new highs since 2018. NASDAQ hit one new high and has failed. The S&P since 2018, since January 2019 or 2018, excuse me, going into February has failed to hit a new high, and we're in May. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Slingshot, you're right, and we're gonna go back to that. Fiat just doesn't work. You got to understand, fiat is all leveraged up on debt. Debt doesn't work, and I wanna really go into something really serious here, because I wanna tell you guys some great information to put you guys ahead of the pack. Because people aren't thinking about this. All they're doing is buying new cars, which is crazy. I work, I drive for a living. I do like DoorDash and Uber and all that stuff as a side venture to write off any capital gains, because if you do trade in the stock market and you don't long-term invest, you have a 30% tax against you. The way I mitigate that is by using mileage, gas write-offs to mitigate that. So that's what I do for my side job until I move up with the company, which is what I plan to do, because I see a lot of problems in their infrastructure. Regardless, what do you think about the repercussions on crypto if we do see a massive crash? We're going to see crypto crash to a real level. Crypto is still very overvalued, my friend. It's still very overvalued, and the bubble's still not over. I mean, people were just saying this was the bubble. I mean, there was a bear rally here and then a crash. The bubble is over once we retrace to moderate levels and we start making, a new high. Start making new highs within a few month time range. So I think it's a great shorting opportunity. Now let's go to the stock market and we'll talk about this. And the big company that I actually was short biased on, and I could show you guys information in this Discord chat. So if anyone's on the Discord chat, I'll be moving off that. I've decided to progress forward in my ventures. I'll discuss that on Tuesday. I just don't feel like it's a great place to discuss viable information, so we'll talk about that later. But I want to show you guys. If we go to, I talk about the lending tree. Let's see. If we talk about tree here, and you can see they're already talking about that in chat. Alright, so if we talk about lending tree here, let me see. To talk about lending tree, I need to find where. Give me a minute. I don't know what the hell happened to it. But anyway, I called a short on tree. I guess once they flip these servers, it's just not showing up in here anymore. And I'm gonna find. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So you can see I got some rebuttal. That tree was a good breakout here. That it was showing a good, breakout in this support line, which was a failure. It actually crashed, and we'll talk about that in a second. But we'll talk about some viable information here. When I was taking a short on Tree, so I was like, for people who want to know what I'm looking at, here are a few tickers for shorts: NVIDIA, BA, XOM, Cisco, and Tree. So I wasn't right on NVIDIA. I was right temporarily on NVIDIA, BA, XOM not really, Cisco yes, Tree yes. So we're going to discuss Tree and why I think it's it's going to lend to what's going on with the stock market, and it's obviously credit and debt. Debt's always a bad thing. You don't want to have an excessive amount of debt in the economy. It's not good, and we'll discuss this and how one company, LendingTree, which is an online lending platform, which lends out money to people, and understand these title loans, these lending loans, these are not good for the economy when people don't pay them back. And you can see this company is already, dying. Ever since the financial crisis, they were worth $1, and they went up to 400. So 400 on returns in 10 years is crazy. Regardless, I mean, that's more than Bitcoin, cryptocurrency combined. So we'll talk about this here, and you can see I was calling the short here. I say stocks like Tree worry me, and this is me. I'm very short bias on NVIDIA and BA. Obviously a little advanced on that. I'm a bear and, a little early, but I also think Tree is overextended and being a debt company, that's not good. So that's what I was talking about. I was getting some, rebuttal from this kid Lupo. Regardless, I don't care. We'll talk about what they released here. And you can see their stock has fallen very, very quickly here ever since about March. And they've been double topping since, since the NASDAQ. And let's talk about ES and, the S&P since February right here. This is when they've been topping, around the 29th. We can go back to this chart. We can lead back here, and we can see on the 29th, around this area, they're failing to break new highs, and they're starting to go lower and lower, and this is showing a bubble pattern where it ran like crazy all through 2017, and now it's crashing back to earth. And I want to show you guys some information here. So, consumer debt right here. And yeah, they put out this information. Study finds that more than half of my LendingTree users improved credit scores in majority of 50 metro areas. That's not good. We'll talk about consumer debt outlook. Finds Americans on pace to amass a collective $4 trillion in consumer debt by 2018. You guys got to understand what consumer debt is. Consumer debt is strictly credit cards. Credit cards, they're spending so much money, and you could see that Americans owe more than 26% of their income on consumer debt, up from 22% in 2010, and it's growing faster than 2008. So credit card debt's going like crazy. We're almost at $4 trillion for total Americans this year. I mean, let's be honest, the U.S. government's $23 trillion in debt, and its people are in $4 trillion in debt, which is insane. And you guys got to understand that credit card borrowing is okay. It says remain sustainable, but charge-offs and defaults, these things will start growing as debt increases. It's just a cause and effect situation. And once debt becomes more expensive with the rise of interest rates, it can cause a financial crisis by people defaulting, which was what happened in 2008, but it was obviously the CDOs, but excessive lending. Just understand this. The stock markets haven't hit new highs, and you have to be cautious when buying stocks in a very overvalued market. So don't believe all the hoopla you hear. Make sure you make decisions based off your own factual evidence and go from there. Now, again, we were right on Ethereum. Ethereum's down almost $200 from, the times we were discussing it, May 20th. It's May 28th, it's a week later. You could have made $200 a coin. Buy BTC, good luck with that, my friend. BTC is not going to hit new highs anytime soon. It's been failing, and I think BTC is going to crash along. Hey, keep it down! BTC is going to crash along with the stock market as well into September and November, probably finding its way back up in March of 2019. So we'll see about that. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update on what's going on. The stock market's open up tomorrow. People are definitely thinking it's still a bull market. I won't. You got to be honest with yourself. Why are you buying at the highs? It's obviously a clear rejection 3 times, and if you're going to be buying at the highs, people will still, spit in your ears and say buy at the highs, buy at the highs, buy at the highs, and then they'll be gone. You guys are making your own money on your own decisions, so back it up with what you believe to be factual. Don't go off what these people are telling you, because obviously they can be wrong and they don't have your best interests in favor. Okay, so understand that. People are very two-faced in this game. I'll tell you that right away. And they're pathological liars out there. So understand that there are people who don't have your best interests in mind. So surround yourself with good people when you're trading. Surround yourself with good people when you're making decisions. And understand everything you hear on YouTube, these people are not financial advisors. They don't have your best interests in mind. And understand that all they want to do is make money off the views, and you being there is money in their pocket. So understand that. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Memorial Day. I'm going to log off here and get some studying underway for the big week ahead. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity that's present. As you guys know, I'm still short on Ethereum, and I still will be short on Ethereum until we get down to the $300-400 level, and I'll see if there will be a good balance there or not. If it continues to fall, which I do expect it to continue to fall down here into $200, I'll probably be covering down there with a great profit. So anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys in the next stream. See you later.